Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to be going over the new Labyrinth. I don't know what season it is. The Labyrinth's been going on for a while, so let's just say it's... does it say what season of Labyrinth it is? It's a season of Labyrinth. Okay, the title will probably have what season it is. But this season's added something pretty cool. After you pass floor 3, you have the ability to enable auto. Of course, auto does not complete the entire Labyrinth for you, but you don't have to do any of the fights. Once again, like it says, it's auto. But yeah, I thought I'd do an auto run after you pass 3, so you do have to complete 3 to access auto. But yeah, that is pretty cool. It also now tells you the amount that you estimate to get as well. Can I select there you go. So if we go all the way to the end, it reckons you'll get 4,500 for floor 30, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm probably going to buy everything from the shop. The shop here doesn't really have anything decent in it. They have changed a few things as well, being you can actually now see who you can get from a character select. It actually tells you all the things you can get, all the characters you can get, which is pretty good. I'm going to be using my setup where I got Escanaut and Gelda. I know it is a little bit overkill, but it is what it is. You can select here, and there you go. Now you can see what characters are available. This is you can do that on every single one, including the ones in the shop. You can do that with, which is pretty cool. It does mean you can sort of see when you can start getting some quite decent characters. We'll go for Super Awakening here, just because lifesteal is quite good for Gelda. Basically, what I've just been doing is just shop hopping. I'm just hopping between the shops and getting as many crystals as I can to help out Gelda, because she's basically the one carrying my team. That's just how it works. But yeah, if you can, 2 characters you want, either Gelda or the Ultimate One, they're the 2 you're going to get. They're going to be the best. Of course, if you do not own them, you cannot get them in Labyrinth. Unfortunately, that's just how it works. If you don't own certain characters, you can't obtain them. Let's see if I can give you an example of that. No, I own everyone here. I don't own you. So the top 100 characters are accessible. Okay, also Greenhawk and also I don't own them, so I can't actually get them. It just doesn't display it here, which is kind of sad. But yeah, we'll grab basically any unknown, or Green Arthur's actually not too bad. He increases damage dealt. And then we'll do this, and we'll move Gelda. We always want Gelda to be on the far right, just so that means she starts with the cards. If not, you'll play like 3 turns with no Gelda skills, which isn't really worth it. You can eventually at some points just only play Gelda, and she'll be fine just solo. Because you'll have enough bulk, because all the crystals. But yeah, I do try and focus on getting the crystals, because they are very useful. Mainly for the fact of the insane amount of lifesteal that she can just get, so she plays like a single skill, or a demon ally plays a single skill, and she's at max health, which is crazy. But yeah, auto feature, which is pretty cool. I do wish they did this a little bit earlier, but it is cool they've added it, because if you are grinding to floor 30, or you are grinding to get the achievement, which is to max out every crystal, which is 90, 90, 90 of each crystal, which I did manually, you can now do it with auto, which is pretty useful, and it does save you a lot of time instead of having to spend hours, and I mean hours, grinding for it. Was it worth it? Not at all. I can tell you it was not worth the grind. But yeah, it's a decent feature. When it comes to Labyrinth, they don't really change much. The rewards haven't changed. The shop doesn't change. I wish they added a little bit more to the shop. I don't know, maybe like an SSR ticket or a pickable character. So let's just say this is a summer Labyrinth. You'll see why I say that in a second. Pretty sure the first floor is summer characters. You know, and there's also Summer Freya and Summer Freya as the final boss on the 3rd floor. And I'm pretty sure also Sab on the left side as well, if you do want to fight Sab. But yeah, I do think it is very summer themed, so maybe, you know, have a ticket that enables you to pick any of the old summer characters, you know, from, I don't know, green Summer Freya backwards, so you can pick Red Margaret, you can pick Green Easton, Blue Valenti, OG Blue Summer Valenti. There's not a Summer Lilia. There could quite easily make a Summer Lilia, but there isn't one. There we go. Good damage from Arthur. I picked Arthur because he increases damage dealt. Of course, it's not that super helpful, but it's increased damage, so it'll still help Gelda. If it was attack, it would be useless, but damage increase does help. Also, with the new melee, if you are thinking of summoning, you can wait. The banner does not disappear for, I believe, till the 27th. Let me quickly bring up the calendar. So 27th would put it at, yeah, so basically it's going to disappear when we get our next big banner. So you can wait all the way until we find out what the next big banner is, to think, okay, if it's a really, really cool collab you're interested in, you know, save your time. So I don't mean you have to spend about 3 weeks without the new melee, which I guess if you play PvP each week may be quite hard, because he's actually quite meta and he's really broken. But if you can wait, it's good, because that means all you got to do is wait, and then you decide you want to summon on it. Because if it's a 600 diamond banner, let's just say a random, I don't know, Ragnarok character or Catastrophe character, and you don't really want it, well then you can go for melee, as long as the new character does not break the Mer, which is a possibility. But the banner itself is quite good, which makes me feel like whatever's coming next is just gonna ruin them, solely because I feel like that's what their mobile likes to do. You know, they'll release a character that'll be super broken, and then the banner will be super stacked, a super bait banner, and then the next update they'll just get wiped off the face of the planet. But you never know. Demons might be meta for quite a while, and I do think they will, because this new melee is really good. I've seen him at 2 million health. Yeah, I've seen like screenshots of him at 2 million health. I don't have him myself yet. Once again, I'm gonna wait. If it's not a collab, let's just say it's a 600 diamond banner at the end of the month, I will probably do a rotation of melee and then a rotation of whatever's coming out, because I was sort of saving 1,200 diamonds for the collab anyway, so I might as well use it. Which is not too bad. These are the Ragnarok giant duo that have the Final Flames. Both of them have 3. They both, I'm pretty sure, also have the same amount of health, so I don't know why one of them's got a boss bar. But yeah, super easy. Like, this isn't hard. Maybe you might fail on your first few attempts, especially if you don't have too many characters, if you're a newer player. But it's not too bad. It's quite easy. The crystal system makes it very good for new players and very good just for general all players. It just means you can progress the tower a little bit quicker, and if you don't have the best characters, or maybe you're not as good at the game, you know, there you go, boom. It makes it easier, the crystals. I did finish it on my first attempt, I think I did. I got really lucky and finished on my first attempt. I had Chainsaw Roxy, which was really good. And then, yeah, this is all super easy. The Labyrinth has never been a problem. Like, the first few Labyrinths were a little bit challenging, but then when they started to add the crystals and all this kind of stuff, it just became really easy. I do want to see more, like, special style Labyrinths on it, like the Collaboration Labyrinth. Like, we had Shield Hero Labyrinth, that was really good, that was really fun. And we also had Overlord Labyrinth, which was also very fun. And I do wish they sort of bring them back, because it was just fun using the collaboration characters for the content. Like, maybe make it so you can pick a collaboration character at the start guaranteed, even though let's say you don't own them, because that was the problem, you had to own them to use them. I think that's what a lot of people were complaining about, and maybe the reason why we don't have it anymore is because people complain that, well, you have to own the character to be able to use them. But yeah, that's just how it is, unfortunately. I try and avoid as many fights as possible, because Gelda doesn't really need much help. Like, as long as she can get a skill off or two, she's going to be, like, max health. At that point, nothing's really going to kill her. Another good backline, if you want to know a good backline for Gelda, Hostess Liz, the healing makes it so she basically full heals every turn, guaranteed without fail, which is crazy, and it also helps characters that aren't as bulky, like, once again, Green Arthur here, Red Malascula, to heal, which is nice. Sadly, because I do have Malascula on this team, it's going to play the debuff skill every single time, which is a little bit irritating, but it's okay, it's not too bad. Absolutely minced. Now she should be max health. Let's find out. What's her max health at the moment? Nearly 500,000. I think I didn't actually check if it was capped or not. She's not capped yet. She's about 50,000 off cap, which isn't too bad. But yeah, Labyrinth's always easy. I do kind of hope at some point they change it up a little bit. Like, they do change it up every season, so they'll change who the bosses are, they'll change who's obtainable, all that kind of stuff, but I would just love to see a complete not rework, which a nice change to it. Like, bring back the depths even, because the depths was quite a fun, not mode, but like, it was, after you beat Labyrinth 1 to 3, there was no like, or whatever you would call it, there wasn't like a Labyrinth level 2 sort of thing, and 3 and 4, and now it goes all the way up to 30. There was just the Labyrinth depths, which you could infinitely farm to get the resources to buy stuff from the shop, and that was pretty cool. But of course you had to use the team that you finished it with, so if your team wasn't too good, you'd sometimes have to reset and do the whole thing again to get a half decent team to beat the depths, or to even make quite decent progress on the depths. It is an attack crystal, but it will still help the pierce rate, the crit chance, and the crit damage will help out Gelda, so it's not bad. Take 2 more levels, not really too impactful, but it'll do. We don't have any leaks for what's coming next. We do know that we are getting our next character we are getting in 2 weeks' time is a Skadi. It will be Green Skadi, solely because we already have a blue and we already have a red, and I doubt they'll make a secondary version of Skadi, as we haven't got a secondary version of any Ragnarok character but Hel, who was initially a festival anyway, so... But yeah, I think we will probably end up getting, 242 Skadi, and then after that will be whatever our next big banner is, whether that is, once again, like I said, a collab, an original character, or just a random, I don't know, 600 4 nights or something. But we are definitely overdue a Ragnarok or a Catastrophe character, because we haven't had their story has not been updated in over a year. They did speak about regular updating updates as well as cycling them. They've not cycled any of it because we've had so many frequent collabs this year that the cycle hasn't even started. Initially, I was like, okay, so you start with 4 nights, so it'd be 4 nights all like Sins, and then it would go Catastrophes, and it'd go Ragnarok, and it'd go Sins, and then, but we haven't had that. Wait, let me actually show you what I mean by you can actually see the characters you contain. So on floor 2, as you can see, you can start to get quite a few characters. Red Chandler's on there, Tyr, Chainsaw Roxy. No URs yet, but not a bad selection of characters. Tyr's not too bad as well. Unfortunately, a lot of the bosses are debuff immune. Chainsaw Roxy's pretty decent. Red Freya's quite decent. Green Freya's she's okay. She's not bad. She's definitely not that good. Also grab a HP crystal. Once again, you can see in here. We can go to here, and you can see what the shop offers as well, which is basically the exact same thing. I think it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a shop or it could be a select. The character is what the characters you can get are the same, and it's lagging for some reason, which is fine. Normal stuff. There we go. And we'll grab this, which is another 3 levels. Levels don't really matter. I'm not gonna lie. When you get Gelda, the whole thing sort of becomes a joke. I actually really wanted to take Blue Scardy then, so because I feel like she'll be a lot more impactful. No one else here is really that useful. I could take Green Freya, but the reason I don't really want Malaskula is because she just keeps playing her debuff skill. Yes, her immortality thing is pretty useful, but that's it. It's useful, but it's a little bit iffy. I don't like the fact she guaranteed plays the skill every time. And if the enemy's debuff immune, and she keeps pulling these debuff skills, she'll keep using them, even though the enemy is debuff immune, and she played it last turn, which is a little bit irritating. But if we're on a team like this, no problem. Of course, if Arthur keeps merging, that will also be a problem, because he doesn't really do that much damage, but it's fine. This dragon, I believe, has a weak point, or some sort of stupidly broken single target skill that's, I think, in the past one-shot by Malaskula when I've been running this team. I don't think it can one-shot her, though. Ooh. A lot of damage, but not one-shot. But doesn't matter now. Not only is she going to full heal, but she's now going to have even more health. Scardy's damage isn't too bad. Also, I'm pretty sure Scardy increases everyone's wolf stats anyway, like with no strings attached to it, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and now she's got a lot more damage reduction as well. That's a very good thing about Gelda, is that she has so much damage reduction. So every turn she gets 10% damage reduction up to 5 turns, which gives a 50% damage reduction, which is crazy. Bear in mind, she can have like, you can get up to like 1 million health at 6/6, which is really good. And that doesn't include, like, I don't know, having passive that boost health, or, you know, Twee going back, which you can get Tweego. I have had Tweego in the back before on this. Okay, I will take the levels. Sorry, not the levels, the Super Awakening, because I do need it. We'll take a HP Crystal here, because there's even more lifesteal. That is what you want with Gelda, is just lifesteal. Any crystal is useful, because it'll help your team out, and it will always help out Gelda, whether it's an attack crystal, which will give a crit chance, crit damage, pierce rate. If it's a defense crystal, make it a little bit bulkier. If it's HP crystal, you know, gives them more lifesteal. This is what I mean by it's summer themed. These two here, which are Blue Roxy, and I think that's just normal Blue Lilia, but they've just changed the model. Well, I guess we won't know, but I'm pretty sure it's just normal Blue Lilia. Yeah, there's a reason why I think it's summer themed. I do think we will be getting a Catastrophe character, or a... I'm very much like it's not going to be a collab. I feel like our next collab will be end of the year. I feel like they've sort of milked the collabs dry for now. Not in a bad way, it's just more or less... I'm pretty sure they said something about when Solo Leveling Collab came out that they had to bring out now, probably because what they were developing wasn't done yet. Whether that be they're developing new Ragnarok story or Catastrophe story and they don't have the voice actors. They did promise that the next update would have voice actors in it. Yes, it's been over a year, but maybe they're rushing it now because they've been focusing on too many things. You know, they said they want to make the updates bigger and better, which I understand, because that's what Solo Leveling brought them so much additional money. They can afford to now put more money and effort into it, which is, you know, it's cool. It's always a good thing. But once again, that means they may have to delay certain things, which is fine. You know, as long as it ends up being more polished and more clean in the end, people will appreciate it more. So, it doesn't matter. Not bad there. Now onto the final floor, where I just like to skim between all these shops, and then we get to this one, which is Summer I think it's some of Freya and Freya, so it's the brother and sister combo. If you go to the left, it is Sab with like 2 starfishes. I haven't actually fought that variation of Sab. It's probably just normal Sab now I think about it, because Freya is just, and Freya are just their normal variations. They just got summer outfits on, which is fine. Which is sort of what you'd expect. Decent bit of life steal, not too much. There we go. Yeah, now she's got a lot of health. I wish her single type was on the right and not her AoE, so I mean she would then pop the single type and then the AoE, which would do so much more damage. We have lost Scardy, but it is fine. Goodbye, Scardy. And because of that, we then lose the damage increase, because Walther's passive requires everyone to be alive, so when someone dies, it disappears, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. Gelda might be able to wipe here. Yeah. That's what I mean. When Gelda reaches max health, when you get enough HP crystals, it is just game over. She plays one skill, she's full health, you AoE, you win. Okay, I do need to switch out Estarossa, because he's going to keep debuffing my team, which I know it's attack-related stats, and Gelda is an attack-related stat. She's HP-based, but it still affects her quite a bit, because it'll lower her pierce rate, her crit chance, her crit damage. Do have to do one tower without her, which yeah, should be fine though, hopefully, possibly. Don't know why I put Red Estarossa in the back, I could have picked anyone else, even if they're useless. But I decided to go with the one person who has a really irritating commandment, and he's going first. Okay, that's fine, I guess. He'll lifesteal a bit, which means Gelda will do slightly more. Damage should be decent. We killed 1, which isn't bad. Do have the commandment now though, which is irritating. I don't know, I actually thought it only worked in PvP, but I guess it works everywhere. It's not too bad, it does affect the enemies as well. Hopefully we can land the kill. I don't think Arthur can. Nope, and now Gelda's going to now go for the kill. Oh, no she doesn't. Okay, we do kill. AI's a little bit smarter than what I thought. Hopefully Arthur can kill this. Very close, but he did. But yeah, if you are farming Labyrinth, there is an auto feature now, which is pretty cool. You know, it is sort of what we've been asking for a while. They have added it. They are sort of adding more quality of life stuff as the game progresses, which is good, you know. Some of them are a little bit late, some of them are fine, to be honest. I do wish they added like the auto salvage feature a little bit sooner, because then it would be easy to farm red crystals, or it's just, you know, your storage doesn't get filled up as quick. Who's on this floor? I haven't checked. So on this floor you can get... Why are these two favorited? Why is Lolly Merlin favorited? I don't know why. Maybe that's something to do with it. You can get Escanor, Boulder, he's also he's not too bad as well. Gelda, Light Liz, Nauseans, Chainsaw Roxy. This Escanor, he does not have Relic. Pug Melly, Mael, Infinity Merlin, both the Estarossa festivals, Traitor Melly. That's really it for characters. I'm actually only surprised there's one UR base here. I always thought that there was like a Gelda, no not Gelda, like a Thor or a Demon King melee that you can get, but apparently they've just removed all of them and just replaced them with that instead. But what I will do, okay, I actually have to go here now. I was actually going to go on the left and go that way. Yeah, I have to leave the shop. That's fine. I kind of don't want to have to fight that enemy, so I'll just go this way. And then we'll go up, and then like that, and then at the boss. I might actually pick Sab, because I haven't fought Sab. Fafnir is irritating. I absolutely despise this boss. It is a pain in the ass, but it still should be fine. This boss is actually normally the final boss in the depths. It used to be the final boss in the depths, and then of course they changed the depths. This boss is also in Leonis Defense as well. Irritating. Leonis Defense is such a dead game mode, I'm not gonna lie, it's so boring. I never find it fun. Ever. It takes so long, and it doesn't feel like core content, it feels like a random event they've added in, because it's just so boring. Yes, you do get 50 LR coins out of it, which is really good, like, don't get me wrong, but this also gives you 50 LR coins, and I find this quite entertaining. At least sometimes, at least the first few runs are quite fun. And then it's more or less just farming, of course. Farming the materials to buy everything you want. I normally clean out the shop, everything, even all the outfits I've already bought, because you get the outfit enhanced materials, which is handy. And also, because outfit enhanced materials can actually be quite rare to get sometimes. Attack. I'll take crit chance. I know my team's critting basically every hit anyway, but I'll just take it. I'll take 5 more levels, that's always quite useful. Go here, I don't care. You can just, if you don't know, you can just go into these things. If you don't like who the boss is, was it Melly and Liz? Melly and Liz. Yeah. You don't like it, you just go, I'm fine, thank you. And you just jump out, and then no problem. You don't have to fight them. It's basically a free space. We'll take 1 alt level, because it's always useful. Gelda's ult is very good. I will definitely need to switch out Estarossa at some point, preferably before we go into the boss fight. I don't think I can actually pick a character, because I've gotten to the point where there's a character pick on the left. Anyway, I can pick a character. Okay, cool. So, Estarossa, you're going. I'm going to replace you with... You require all allies to be applicable allies, so that's not going to work. I don't mind Zeldris or Freya. I'll take Tyr, actually. I know it doesn't make sense, but if they kill Arthur, it still works for everyone, because he works at Unknowns or Ragnarok, and Skadi's Ragnarok. We'll actually take some levels as well. As is the final one, I'm just going to buy everything I can. I have no reason not to. Ult level, we're maxed. Yeah, cool. Can I heal? I don't know how much we're going to heal. Okay, Arthur healed like 1% of health, but there we go. We'll try out Sab. So this is what I mean, but I think this is summer themed. Summer Sab. It's literally just Sab, but they've just changed the skills. And you've got the normal starfishes, and then on this side it is red and green. It's just Freya's. That's all it is. The brother-sister combo, that is it. That's why I feel like we're going to get an original character. Of course, I can't tell, is it going to be Catastrophes? Because technically we had 2 floors that had Catastrophe. That had Catastrophe summer characters. Or will it be Ragnarok? You never know. I do feel like it probably will lean towards Catastrophe, because I haven't had Catastrophes in a while. I just feel like Catastrophes need a little bit of love, man. We'll do Sab. Just for the sake of... I feel like it'll be a Catastrophe character. That is it. If not, the one on the left normally is the harder one and does give you more points. If you're farming points, go left all the time. The right one's the easier one, so I always recommend on your first run, you always do the right one, because it is much easier. I've not fought this Sab, so I don't know how bulky she's going to be, or how strong she's going to be. I should probably have checked her health. If I get a second to click on one of my characters, I can check the health. Gelda. Okay, I missed it. Not bad. Miss Sab. She's not bad. She's not that much health. They don't actually seem too bad. They're not really that strong. Again, Skadi does debuffs, which is good. Debuffs herself lowers the enemy's attack. It is 2% per debuff, which isn't really that much, but a debuff's a debuff. A damage lower is a damage lower. Not bad. Gelda is definitely now at full health. And you can crit her. Okay, maybe the right side is the more challenging one. You can't actually crit, or you can crit the right side one, but it's just a little bit harder. Okay, her damage is quite good. Is that lifesteal charge? Oh no, she's very strong. Okay. Which is fine. I was expecting Arthur to die first anyway, so it's not too bad. Unfortunately, Skadi believes that she should be the only one having the skills. It's fine. If we can land the kill on the right one as well. Okay, the side guys are debuff immune, but she isn't. That's a rare thing to see. Normally the boss is debuff immune, but the others aren't. She's attack lowered. Not enough to save Arthur, though. That's fine. She hasn't ulted yet. Skadi's DOT is actually really good. We now got the buff as well from Tyr, which is, I think, the lower our health gets, the more crit chance and damage increase we get. There we go, really good damage. And Skadi clutches up. Not sure if she has a res. She does have a res at 50% res, which is fine. Good damage. Another bleed stack. Blue Skadi is one of those characters that's actually really good. Okay, Tyr, you did well, Tyr. You took 1 hit. Yeah, okay, she's starting to bulk up now. I feel like that is, I guess, her role. It's just to be one of those irritating characters you fight. Thankfully, I do have, Gelda, who doesn't really care. But Sab's an easy boss. She's not hard. I was expecting her to be a little bit more difficult, but she's quite strong. But once again, I have Gelda, so maybe having Escanor means that it should be a little bit more challenging, but Gelda just means that everything's just super easy. Yeah, 355. Sky did actually carry, but because I just wasn't pulling any Gelda skills. But yeah, that's it. That is Labyrinth. Whatever season it is in the title. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.